All right, this is Crypto. It is April 3rd, 2024, and this is where we defy tyranny. We're at the ground floor of the beginning of a new revolution, really, blockchain technology, decentralization, and really it's going to be something that helps to, really make the world better. It's going to bring a little bit more order and less manipulation to information. But I keep on saying is we've been living in the age of disinformation for the last 20 years, maybe plus. So the problem is everything is controlled by the media. The media is controlled by like 2 or 3 different companies, maybe even 2 or 3 different people. It's just really crooked to such a high degree. And maybe it wasn't supposed to be. That's just like humans are ineptly corrupt, and that's just how it is. And blockchain and decentralization, that governance power over assets and information is going to be something that will keep that in check. It's kind of like checks and balances in government, right? It's like there needs to be something to save us from ourselves and our biases and our our weaknesses, I guess. If this country was only ran by the executive branch, we'd be getting invaded by now. Well, we probably are kind of in some ways, but we have other branches to kind of compensate, even though they're kind of manipulated too. So I don't know. Not sure where I was going with all that. But anyway, we're looking at Bitcoin right now, and this candle is looking pretty like a strong red sell candle so far this week. Not sure where it's going to go just yet, but it's looking a little rough. There is a lot of people on the internet saying that this is a bull flag, and it is a bull flag in many respects. I'm taking a more bearish, kind of a conservative route, and thinking that we're going to go sideways, slightly down for the next few months. That could be wrong, and I was maybe a little bit too bearish yesterday, but at the same time, things are so overheated, but hopefully Bitcoin just goes sideways and maybe goes slightly down. I think at least we're probably going to go down to 50K, a descending triangle play out, fall down to 50, possibly the 38 to 42K level. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. I could be wrong. You can't really bet on these things. A lot of people are asking me, should I buy now, or what should I do? I'm like, just start buying every week. This isn't financial advice. This is what I do. Start buying every week, and then when we get big dips, buy a little bit more, and just try to plan it from there. And the bull markets for Bitcoin has already started pretty much. You're not late, but you're getting to the point where you're only getting these last few buys probably before we get skyrocket, and it'll be really bullish for about 6 months to a year, but then we'll crash and possibly come back down to these 60, 70K levels again. Now, if we only go to 120K, that's kind of like one of my targets. 120K, you go down 70, 80%, 60%, you're coming back down to 70K, and you might even come back down to 30 or 40 or something, like one of these strong levels. It's more likely that we kind of bounce around this area, and this will become a really strong level of support over time, 60 to 70K, but we don't know. Everything, we just don't know. All we do know is that the market sentiment is bullish. The markets are bullish. We're probably in the start of a pullback / consolidation. And one thing that is kind of going on is that altcoins are getting completely reamed. So I want to look at that here shortly, but I think basically what we have is one wave being completed, one wave of probably 3, or at least we might be the second wave of 3. It's hard to know yet. It's again a lot of speculation. Some people would chart this as 1 wave, 2 wave, and we have 1 more wave. Personally, I think this is all kind of one big wave. We'll have 2 more to take us up here, but is it speculation or is it more hope? I'm not sure. But you just don't know what's going to happen. All I know is we are in a bull market. Things are looking more positive. We're probably going to continue that. Election season's coming up, and I think there's going to be a lot of optimism in the air for the next year or so. And what happens after that, I don't know. It's speculation. But should you wait to buy? Yeah, Bitcoin maybe, but I think Ethereum and a lot of these other coins are looking pretty good. If we do fall down, if we get an aggressive fall, we could even go down to 40, 42, 45K. It could. This is the basically the trend line of support for this bull market. Each bull market has a trend line of support similarly. We'll check this out. This is this bull market. Now we did break it. It was pretty ugly, but that was a kind of a crazy non-zero planned event. I mean, the flu thing that happened was insane. So you can't really plan a lot of those types of maneuvers, but here's one right here. You know, each bull cycle has its basically its bullish nature, right? And what's interesting is actually the hang on. This one is more aggressive so far. Now it's going to be interesting to see where we do fall down to. If we fall down to 40K again, that would trend. But I wonder if we actually get a little bit even more aggressive and come up. I think at some point we're going to hit this line, this level. So we'll have to see about that. Regardless, this cycle's looking pretty aggressive, and it might be going faster than the other cycles as well. So, I mean, it may end earlier than we kind of think. It could be something like that, end in July or something, you know. I think September, October is more likely. You know, why should things change too much? But, you know, we'll see. We'll have to see. Well, we'll look at a few other things. Fear and greed. Actually, we'll look at that. Oopsie. Yeah, fear and greed index is at 71. It's probably going to be in the 60s today if I had to guess. There is a fair amount of blood in the streets with crypto, with the altcoins I was saying earlier. There's a few winners. Pith Network. ETH is holding decently, and the privacy coin Monero. I believe I saw a few others, but Stacks is down, Pepe is down. Kind of curious if the meme narrative is over with or not. But some of the good buys, I'd be looking at Rune, I'd be looking at ICP, Internet Computer, Doge. There's been a lot of videos out there about Internet Computer, which is interesting. Cash Network, which is kind of like Render. Render's already kind of run so hard, so Cash might be the better entry there, or maybe Graph, GRT. But let's see. Oh, yeah, Gala. Gala looked pretty juicy. We went over a few yesterday. Mina Protocol, I think, I don't know a whole lot about it, but it's a pretty big name in the industry. And I started buying a little bit of this. I'm kind of curious. I don't know if there's a description of that one right there or not. Yeah, Theta Network took a pretty big tumble from basically 348. We're down at 251, so down $1. We could come down a little bit more. But the max on this one was $11, $13. I mean, you're getting a pretty good run on this one. I think this one could really run. Let's see. Kava, talked about that. At Gala Games, still so early. Like with the altcoins, we're still very early with a lot of these things. And even if they don't hit their all-time highs, I mean, you're probably looking at least 40 cents, probably a 10x to its all-time high. It went to close to $1. So GRT is still really early. 234 is almost a 10x to its all-time high, like a 7 or 8x. Near Protocol is looking interesting. I'm kind of wondering how low it might go. This would be a level of support, 425. If it went down to $4.25, I'd be eating it up. I feel like I'm already in a pretty good position personally. It's like a 3x to its all-time high. So, yeah, AIs also wanted to look at that. But let's take a look at a few other things. I wanted to look at the total market cap. These are things I really have not looked at for a good minute. So, all right, total market cap. We're at 2.4 trillion. There is support at 2 trillion. And that's kind of probably where the bull market doors really started. So I feel like this would be really strong support. Now, if we Yeah, I would say it's very likely we come down to 2 trillion. So whatever events could cause that, I think that's pretty likely. It's possible we don't test it, but at the very least, the other area of support a little bit higher, 2.2 trillion. So I think at the very least, we're probably going to get one of these moves. One of these areas are going to be tested. And right now, we're kind of hovering on top of these previous peaks. So there's room to play. There's room to go down in a lot of these situations. The RSI is pretty overheated. We can come down quite a bit. I would expect us to come down as far as these previous lows on the RSI, 55, 65, at least 69, 70. Nice. Let's take a look at the total too. So this is just the altcoin market cap. See, like, it looks good. Like, I'm happy that it had such a good run, but the distance it has from previous support is a little bit concerning. Let's see, a couple more lines. That's strong support right there at 850 billion. We're gonna make one more line. Yeah, this is probably the next area, which we've already tested. So if we come back down to that area, it wouldn't be the best thing. Yeah, so 1.03 trillion. But it's also possible this is just a bull flag and we're going to head on up. Let's see. The breakout with that would be about 2 trillion by May, June. I just feel like the markets are overheated, so a move like that just seems not in the cards. I don't mean to be bearish. I really don't. I've been relatively bearish, I guess, through this market. Like, I've been bullish, but I've been thinking we're having more pullbacks, and we haven't had many pullbacks. So take my opinion with a grain of salt. Just look at these different, these different ideas and projections, and just expect them. Be ready for these things that happen. There's pretty strong support right here. I'd be very surprised if we broke down into here. 850 to 1 trillion is probably pretty strong support area. Let's see, total 3, excluding BTC and ETH. Yeah, so like this area. I don't know what that was all about. We have 500 billion. I mean, looking pretty rough. Actually, let's break it down to the 21-week moving average. So we'll go, and this is TradingView that I'm using. It's free to use. Yeah, I've been using Kraken more so, but let's see, where's this thing? Usually you can set the settings. Did they change something about this? I don't know what's going on. Usually you can set a 21-week moving average and see where it's at. It's not allowing me to do that. Alert and move data window. Change something here. I don't know what's going on. Anyway, that's looking a little bit concerning there. I just feel like we're going to get a big push down. So Cardano, we got support at 43 cents, 57 cents. We're pretty much on that last support. And, the scary thing is, like, if we do get a big washout with crypto, with Bitcoin, it's possible that we actually make even lower lows with some of these altcoins. I'm not really expecting that, but it's just something. I have a little bit of PTSD from 2019 and when I'll show. Yeah, when this happened, I have this like just feeling this could always happen, even when things are looking pretty good. Though technically we're kind of in an uptrend like this, but like even when we were in an uptrend like here, like what if we're right here right now, and all of a sudden we get a giant candle, 30% down, one candle down, just insane. Or like our situation like this, like 30 to 40%, we have to really like we have to sort of expect it. And it'd probably be a month or two of consolidation and recovery. And we've had a really good run. It's been beautiful, but it's like, is it time for a bigger pullback? I don't know, but if you look at the you look at some of these things, it's just looking like it's time to get a bigger correction. So I'm just trying to heed warning, right? Be safe. But also, it's if we get a big pullback, that's like a really good opportunity to buy, particularly Bitcoin and Ethereum. The altcoins are still in really good buy zones. Like, if we get a big crash and you get these things down at their previous lows or something, like that's a godsend, and you can't expect that though. I'm not expecting that anymore. I think that we've already gone through our bear market, so we have to understand it. That's very unlikely, and it's better to probably accumulate now. And if you get a bigger dump, then that's when you like maybe look at it like, hey, I want to buy more. Okay, so I guess that's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, Gala looking good. ICP still. Just go through these things. Link's a little bit more strong. I would like to see Link come back down to $10 or $12, but that may not happen. Litecoin was making a bit of a run, but it's fallen back down. Not a big fan of that coin. Mara and Hive, they're on the 200-week moving averages. They're just starting to run. So, I think we still have another. Honestly, we've had probably another good year of bull market activity, year to a year and a half. I really do feel that. I really do. Near protocol, I'd like to see it come down a little bit so I can buy more. Ontology, what's going to happen with this, I do not know. I've talked about that before. Synthetics is kind of looking a little bit like XRP kind of. It's creating a parabolic kind of run. So this thing could really make some big moves. Its previous high was $28. I could see this going to $100, honestly. It's just a very slow accumulation. This thing could really start running. It deals with synthetic assets, synthetic stocks. And there was some big news about Cardano, ADA. Elon Musk was talking about World Mobile Token, which I did buy in a little bit recently. And I'm planning to buy a little bit more, actually. But there's definitely some buzz about that. And with Elon talking, is Dogecoin going to start moving? Probably a little bit early. I was saying it yesterday. Like, it's possible that we get a sell in May, go away type of thing with the stock market, and that will also affect Bitcoin. And we may be getting like a preliminary sell-off right now due to that in April. Not completely sure yet, though. XLM, very similar to XRP. Very boring, very slow, but methodical. If it holds the support, it'll be real good. XRP. When I'm looking at XRP and XLM, I feel like these coins are they're projecting for takeoff. Like, they're looking like these might be the next ones to really start making moves. And it's been a while, like a year and a half since these coins really made any moves. This was a total tease, went to $1 almost, and then just fell right back down to 42 cents. Sad, really. Yeah, well, I want to jump off here. Just wanted to do another quick update. Just like it's possible that we are in the midst of a very heavy bull run, and this thing could keep ripping up, and we don't get this pullback that I'm thinking we're going to get. And so I'm not saying like just don't take my advice like as gold. Like for me, I think consolidation and this seems to be a really strong barrier to break this zone. So I feel like we're going to bounce around it regardless for a bit longer. But if we break up and then we consolidate up, if we break up, then consolidate down on it, that's kind of the same situation. I'm thinking we're going to do this and consolidate. So it's just two camps. Don't know which one. I kind of want to, in a way, I'm actually greedy because I want it to fall down so I can buy more. If it comes up here, it's just like, I guess I'll buy a little bit more, but I'm not going to like get aggressive. If we come down here, I'm going to get real aggressive in my buys. But it's possible that the bull market's already started and it's waving by to us all. So gotta plan accordingly. But we'll try to check in tomorrow. We'll see what's going on. Hang in there, hodl on, and peace out.